Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of our daily Devos. Something I realized recently is whenever we lose something precious to us or whenever we lose someone precious to us also, it really affects how we view life later on. 'Di ba? Imposibleng right after nun wala lang, chill-chill ka lang. No, it really impacts you hard. It hits hard. Especially when a severe tragedy, kunwari happens in our lives. Like oftentimes, we get stuck just like how this pandemic affected many of us. 'Di ba? Hindi siya when these challenges come in our lives, and I'm sure you're going through a lot of your own challenges as well. Now, you might even feel no one can relate to you, so you just keep it to yourself. Pero a lot of us, we go through these challenges, and when it hits really hard. And because of that, a lot of us get stuck. Stuck in struggles, stuck in fears about provision of the future. Ang dami. Some of us even stuck in sin. 'Di ba? Minsan kasi kapag na-stuck ka na sa isang aspect ng life mo, you'll find comfort elsewhere, and sometimes it becomes comfort in sin. The sad thing about sin is it also leaves you even more stuck. And ang hirap lumabas, ang hirap umalis. And maybe by the end of this year, iniisip ninyo, yeah, that's actually me. That's the that's the story of my 2020. And I feel you guys, it's been a difficult year. And na-test talaga, ano ba talaga yung priority, ano ba talaga yung outlook natin sa buhay natin. And if you're feeling stuck, I hope this day 2 encourages you. Kasi there's this story that we're going to be looking at today. Well, actually, you'll be looking at it later and you'll be reading the story for yourself. So it's a story about two women named Ruth and Naomi. And they lost it all. They lost everything from family to possessions. Kasi yung mga namatay dun sa family nila was the men. And nung time nila, the men were everything when it came to provision. Sila bahala, sila mag-aalaga sa culture nila when it came to provision. And namatay lahat ng men. Silang dalawang babae lang naiwan. So ang hirap, and they even had to move out of that town, and it was so difficult for them. But they met this man named Boaz. And si Boaz was actually the kinsman redeemer. Okay, kinsman redeemer. Ibig sabihin nun, kinsman, so ibig sabihin nun sa relatives nila, kins, kins. Kinsman redeemer meant someone who is assigned to take care of a family in case something happens to the father or the provider or even the other relatives. Kumbaga, siya yung sasalo sa pamilya kapag may nangyari. And sometimes yung pagsalo, hindi lang sa provision, even in marriage. No, even taking care of them and making them a whole unit again. So magpapakasal, magme-marry into yung guy. So yun si Boaz. And si Boaz had a very important role in this story. Kasi Boaz had to pay certain amounts and fulfill certain roles para magawa niya yung role niya as a kinsman redeemer. Kaya siya may word na redeem. Kasi he had to pay. He had to make an exchange. 'Di ba? Kapag nasa mall ka, kapag may store ka, tapos may points ka, 'di ba you're gonna redeem? So may point system or pag magpapaload ka, 'di ba? Redeem. Hindi siya free. Okay, hindi COVID to. Sorry, inuubo lang ako. Kasi may exchange na mangyayari. You have to pay. Okay, you have to pay. May kapalit siya. And the truth is, we have a Redeemer. Okay, and later on when you guys read the story, tandaan nyo to, we have a Redeemer that when tragedy hits your life, we can run to Him. He extends comfort and care and provision and so much more to us. That person is Jesus. Okay, we have a Redeemer and His name is Jesus. He is our ultimate Redeemer, not just for our lives here on earth, pero He redeems our very souls. He paid for it with His own life. And that's why we're celebrating Him. Not just this Christmas, pero yeah, the whole world is celebrating Him this Christmas. Pero really, we're celebrating Him for every day of our lives na makasama natin siya. That He redeemed us with His own blood. And there was a prophecy in the Old Testament. God used prophecies to give encouragement to the people in the Old Testament na in the future, ito yung mangyayari. So you can trust in me. May ganitong promise ako sa inyo. This is what I will do. I'll send a Savior sa inyo. I'll send a Redeemer. So sabi sa Micah chapter 5 verse 2, "But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, one of you will come for me, one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are from of old, yes, from ancient times." Sabi niya, one who will be ruler over Israel. Someone will rule, someone will take care, someone will put order. Someone will make that exchange na sila na yung bahala. I'll take care of this kingdom. And that prophecy was fulfilled. From, 'di ba, sabi daw, someone from Bethlehem. So sabi sa Luke chapter 2, verse 4. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there, and later on, if you read that story, verses 1 to 7, makikita nyo, that's where Jesus was born. And that gives so much comfort kasi that means nasagot yung promise ni God. And for the next few days, we're gonna be looking at those promises of God. And na-realize ko dito, if Jesus is real, if He really, if He came, if He lived this life, and if He came because He's going to redeem us, what does that make you feel? That Jesus is your Redeemer? Where do you need to experience Jesus' redemption today? Where do you need to experience that power of Jesus? No, na Jesus, I need my life to have an exchange. Na ang gulo na talaga ng buhay na to. Maybe you've been feeling stuck in sin, feeling stuck in laziness, or feelings of no purpose, having of no purpose in life. You can tell that to Jesus. Pwede mo sabihin kay Jesus yon. Kasi redeem means exchange or to repay. So that means Jesus can completely change our lives because He already made that payment. The question is, are you willing to experience that kind of redemption? Are you willing to give yourself completely to Jesus, to trust in Him? If you've never made this decision before, you can be honest with Jesus and tell Him what's going on in your life and ask Him to be the ruler of your life, to take control, to take the lead. Pero that means you have to be willing to obey. If siya yung ruler, dapat willing ka sumunod sa Kanya. So from now on, if si Jesus yung ruler and redeemer ng life mo, dapat siya masusunod. So again, what does it mean for you that Jesus is your redeemer? And my challenge for you guys is read the story of Ruth. List down what concerns she would have since she lost everything. Ano yung mga nawala sa kanya? Ano yung mga magiging fears niya? And then ito yung important. Take note of how God redeemed her and how God took care of her through Boaz. Ultimately, yung story ni Ruth and Boaz is just a foreshadowing or a picture of what Jesus does for us. Yun talaga yun eh. Yung story na yun, it's meant to point to Jesus. And I hope as you read this, that it would encourage you to see how Jesus could also be the Redeemer of your life. But you have to trust in Him. You have to make that choice na, Jesus, I'm willing. Would you be the one to lead my life? Are you willing to live that kind of exchanged life? Pero it's gonna be a life of no fear anymore. Kasi now you have a ruler. Now you have a Redeemer whose purpose is to take care of you. Whose purpose is to love you and to care for you. That's our Jesus. He lived and died for us. That's how much He loves you. He bought you at a price. Mahal na mahal ka ni Lord. You are precious in His sight. So I hope you enjoy your time with God as you read these verses and as you open up your heart to Him. Enjoy, guys.